Welcome to the California Stories podcast from My Wine Radio. Hear California Stories each hour following our 15-minute music sweeps. We have cool things to do, fun places to see, and sometimes just great trivia about California. California Stories on My Wine Radio. If you watched any of the Tokyo Olympics this summer, chances are you've seen a California resident or college student with eyes raised towards the American flag on the medal stand. This report is from Patch.com. They say California's athletes are more likely to succeed in the Olympics. Since 1984, more Olympians than ever have hailed from the Golden State, according to a recent study by Active Iron. The report studied athletes from 1984 to the current 2020 Olympic Games in Tokyo. Analysts discovered that women from California who competed in the Games were more likely to climb the medal stand than those from any other state in the nation. To date, California athletes top the Olympic totals of athletes from all states, with 417 total athletes and 168 total medals. Athletes who attended California colleges dominated the top 10 colleges with the most Olympians. Those colleges are Stanford University with 89, UCLA 85, USC 47, and UC Berkeley with 40. The Solvang Danish Days Foundation, planners and organizers of the traditionally annual Solvang Danish Days festivities, have officially announced the cancellation of the 2021 event weekend. This is according to Newshawk.com. They say California's premier Danish Heritage Festival, Solvang Days, was previously scheduled for a 2-day in-person event September 17th and 18th. Solvang Danish Days 2021 would have celebrated the festival's 85th anniversary. The decision to cancel this year's Danish Days for the second unprecedented year in a row breaks our hearts. The festival's weekend is a tradition for so many members of our community, and we look forward to welcoming visitors to our city for this annual cultural event, said Max Handberg, Solvang Danish Days 2021 co-chair. Handberg continued that with so many unknowns due to the impending COVID surges, we felt that the safest thing to do for our residents and for our tourists was to cancel the event. San Diego is taking emergency action to keep people and sea lions from hurting each other at the rocky shoreline of La Jolla Point. This is from KBPS. The city, after working with the California Coastal Commission, is asking for approval to close the sea lion rookery next to Ellen Browning Scripps Memorial Park. The tension between the marine mammals who rear their pups on the rugged shoreline and onlookers has been simmering for years. The attraction of baby sea lions hauled out onto the silver rocky coast is too enticing for the thousands of people who walk by the region every day. City officials hope a temporary emergency closure of the rocky shoreline through mid-September will help minimize the dangerous interactions. It's imperative that we are taking steps to minimize potential injuries to both the public and the sea lions during the pupping season as interactions between the two continue to increase, said Andy Field, director of the San Diego Parks and Recreation Department. It is of the utmost importance that we are protecting adults and children while respecting the sea lions as they care for their young. San Jose's Doobie Brothers house is headed for historic landmark status. MercuryNews.com says a San Jose home where the world-renowned rock band the Doobie Brothers got its start and wrote some of its biggest hits is poised to become part of history. The single-story home was rented by the band's singer and songwriter Tom Johnston from 1969 to 1973 while attending San Jose State University. During Johnston's time on 12th Street, he wrote some of the group's best-known hits, including Listen to the Music in the Home's living room. The band also released its first 3 studio albums during that time frame. In a 2019 interview with the Mercury News, Johnston reflected on his time in San Jose, calling it a really neat place to be and to pursue a love of music. There were always people at the house playing, he said. I would come home from school and find guys down in the basement blasting away. The Doobie Brothers went on to sell more than 40 million albums, becoming one of the most successful bands in San Jose's history. As California's harvest for 2021 begins, an update on Santa Barbara County's crop values from SYVnews.com. Wine grapes fall to number 5 in the Santa Barbara County crop values. Strawberries are at number 1. cauliflower is at number 2. For the first time since 1995, wine grapes fell out of the top 4 crops in Santa Barbara County, giving way to cauliflower, broccoli, and nursery products in its slide from number 2 to number 5, while strawberries remained at the top, according to the 2020 crop report. Cauliflower was followed at number 3 by broccoli, which stepped up from its 2019 6th place slot with a value of more than $104.6 million, an increase of nearly $24.3 million. Broccoli captured the number 3 spot from nursery products, which dropped to number 4 at $98.6 million. The county's newest major crop, cannabis, was not included in the total production value, but if it had been, it would easily have claimed the number 2 position with a total value of nearly $194.6 million. Right now, it's not included as agriculture by the USDA, said Assistant Agriculture Commissioner Rudy Martell. It's still federally illegal. Once the federal government changes the status of cannabis, followed by a state change, it could be included in the total crop value. The Sierra Sun reports recently 8,000 pounds of trash have been removed from Lake Tahoe. Founded in 2018, Clean Up the Lake's team of volunteer divers have gone into Lake Tahoe and Donner Lake, bringing up thousands of pounds of trash from beneath the surface. This year, the nonprofit set out to pull trash from depths of up to 25 feet around the entirety of Lake Tahoe. Recently, Clean Up Lake Tahoe celebrated its first milestone on its way to cleaning 72 miles of shoreline, announcing that 8,122 pounds of trash have been removed along 22 miles of Tahoe's eastern shore. Clean Up the Lake founder and executive director Colin West said that last year the team of divers pulled out 990 beer cans from within a mile of the area and found an additional 500 cans this time around. Originally, West planned to cover a mile per day, but said he expects the eastern side of Tahoe to be the dirtiest area to dive in due to winds, current, and rocks. Plans are to finish the project by winter. For more information or to donate to Clean Up the Lake, visit cleanupthelake.org. Thanks for checking out the California Stories podcast from My Wine Radio. Be sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss an episode. You can hear California Stories each hour following our 50-minute music sweeps at mywineradio.com. We'll see you next time on the California Stories podcast from My Wine Radio.